Hi, I'm Carrie, and I am a parent partner with the NICU IWK, and I am here with Karlee from the pharmacy.
Hi, my name is Karlee, and I'm one of the pharmacists, part of the neonatal intensive care team. And we're going to chat today about what pharmacy does in the NICU.
So I remember you from my NICU stay with Catherine, and one of the things, I have such a fog, and so I have so many questions now after the fact.
Definitely.
So I remember when she was born premature, I didn't have time to have my GB swab. So they had to put her on antibiotics. And I didn't, at the time, again, fog, I wasn't really understanding what all that entailed.
Yeah. So oftentimes when babies are born, whether they're premature or term baby, they oftentimes will require antibiotics when they're born. And that often has to do with how mom has presented. So like you said, you didn't have your swab done, and that could be a risk for infection in the baby. And there's lots of other factors that the physicians and the pharmacists and the rest of the team take into consideration in deciding if your baby needs antibiotics. And really, it's a risk versus benefit. And if they feel that there is a risk of infection, we want to make sure we're protecting the baby. And that's why they'll get started on antibiotics.
Yeah.
So it's pretty common in the NICU to see antibiotics in some babies, and some babies don't need them, depending.
Okay, yeah, because I know once they got the test back that they took her right off of it. But she was on caffeine. Can you explain to me a bit more now that I'm not in that fog?
Yeah.
What the caffeine was for?
Definitely. So many premature babies are started on caffeine therapy, and that's because premature babies actually don't have the ability to remind themselves to breathe.
Okay.
So the caffeine actually stimulates the breathing part of their brain to say, hey, you have to breathe, and it helps them get that respiratory effort that they need.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
okay. You just weren't giving my baby a cup of joe.
Yeah, exactly. But it's definitely, it's kind of funny. The joke is, oh, the baby just needs some coffee to get through that period of time. So, and then usually once they're a bit older, they finally develop the ability to remind themselves to breathe, and they no longer need that caffeine.
Okay. And so what other medications would my premature baby potentially be on, whether she's full term or premature?
Right, so definitely antibiotics, and caffeine would be probably your top two most common that you would see.
Yeah, she was on both.
Yeah, and some babies require parenteral nutrition, so I don't know if Catherine was on parenteral nutrition or not. Do you remember?
That doesn't ring a bell.
So it's usually when they get nutrition through an IV is what that would be.
No, she wasn't on that. She was on the G2 feeding.
Perfect. Yeah. So some babies require some additional IV nutrition because they're just not quite ready to feed by mouth fully yet when they're born early. But some people like Catherine, she did great and she didn't require that.
Yeah.
So she went straight to feeds right off the get-go.
Yes.
Every baby's a bit different. And oftentimes we'll kind of cross the two of them together to kind of help bridge that time until they're actually ready to start feeding on their own.
All right.
So that would be common too. And probably the next two common medications that you'll see kind of later on down the road would be vitamin D and iron. So every single baby, whether you're premature, term, or whether or not, even if you haven't been in the NICU, will go home on vitamin D. They'll be on vitamin D for the first year of their life to give them time until they start actually feeding real food that we would eat every day, right?
So formula and breastfed babies.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And plus, we're from Canada, right?
Yes.
So we do know that with some lack of sunlight in the winter months, that a lot of people are vitamin D deficient. So that's why every single baby goes home on vitamin D, whether it's breastfeeding or formula.
Okay.
As for iron,